the war it was trying to portray. $3 million went to helicopter rentals, $1.5 million to explosives. Typhoons destroyed many of the sets, and the jungle took its toll on everyone. Martin Sheen, the lead role, suffered a heart attack, and Coppola himself had to be hospitalized for acute exhaustion and dehydration.
I was there in the middle of the jungle with everybody looking to me. We were having problems not only with the tremendous storms and difficulty and work relations. We were really at a point maybe where we couldn't finish the film.
Just get us upriver.
Jeff, roundabout. Stand by, please.
And I had no one to turn to. I had no producer. I had no big brother. I didn't have a boss. I was the boss. I had gotten my wish. I was the total power of this thing. I finally reached a point where I would stop trying and I would go to bed thinking it's over for me. I can't do it. And then at one point, at the lowest point in the film, I woke up the next morning and I realized it didn't matter. It's like the guy who says, I don't have to go to work. I don't need a new car. I don't need to be a big deal in my career, you know. It's not important anyway. There are more beautiful and more important things in life than that. So I started realizing I can make this into a personal film. I can really follow my own instincts, irregardless. Since I'm already washed up, I'll be washed up and at least make the movie that I believe in.
There's something happening out here, man.
The film became so personal that Coppola said he became like the central characters.
You know something,
one on
man,
a journey, the other deep in the jungle,
right,
mad with the horror of war.
Man is clear in his mind, but his soul is mad. Oh, yeah. He's dying, I think. He hates all this. He hates it.
But of course, much more was at stake for Francis Coppola
The
than
man's,
making the movie he wanted to make.
Before the film was released, a lot of people said, Coppola is a loser. It's all over. The film is a loser.
I was the dark horse, and I didn't have a lot of help from certain establishment aspects that, you know, had no reason to wish me well. Very naively, I thought that the film would just go, you know, kind of very smoothly. We'd be done, and the film would be a great success, and then we'd go and we'd start the MGM of the future.
In order to break even, Apocalypse Now must gross $70 million. Only beyond that will Coppola make enough to launch his own studio. So far, the movie has grossed $33 million in the U.S. and Canada alone, and is a smash in Europe. Break even seems assured. But making the movie was not your ordinary Hollywood business venture. It's been 10 years since Coppola first read a script for a movie about the Vietnam War.
Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. Just go by like you're fighting. Like you're fighting. Don't look at the camera. It's a television. Just go through. Go through. Just go by. Keep on going. Don't look. Go on through. Keep going. Don't look at the camera. Go on. Keep going. All right. Come on.
My intention was that I really do see Apocalypse Now as a film about rebirth. It was my hope that if audiences would look at the film, experience the film, make it sort of personal, make it their own, then they could kind of digest it and kind of rise above it. I'm a very optimistic person, and I believe that our future, not only of this country but of the world, is very exciting. Only though if we can let certain things of the past go, and that we can let what must die, die, in order to let what must come alive be born. And in a sense, Apocalypse was my small contribution. Fear is to make a really embarrassing, pompous film on an important subject, and I am doing it.
I said to him, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this Willard? And Francis just looked me square in the eye and he said, he's you.
I would have done anything. He had convinced me that this was the first film that would win a Nobel Prize, you know.
It was like you were in a dream or something, you know. It'd say scenes unknown on the call sheet. You just would show up, you know. You didn't know what they were going to do.
I was not in the greatest of shape, you know. far as like my career was concerned. It was delightful to hear that I was going to go do anything, anywhere.
Yeah, but are they seriously saying that Marlon would take $1 million and then not show up?
I swallowed a book.
I mean, it's not in the cards that we're not going to finish the movie.
You know, I felt that he'd do whatever he had to do. He'd borrow the money, but part of me was just fearless in that regard. It really didn't matter.
It's one thing to go over there for 3 weeks with like 5 people, but if you go over there as a big Hollywood production, they're going to kill you.
The magic.
We were in the jungle. There were too many of us, and little by little we went insane.
The madness.
What are they going to say about him? What are they going to say? He was a kind man. He was a wise man. He had plans. He had wisdom.
The making of Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
The questions that I kept facing, I couldn't answer. Yet I knew that I had constructed the film in such a way that to not answer would be to fail.
Hearts of Darkness. A filmmaker's apocalypse.
Look at my movie, you'll see what I'm talking.